At the church fellowship hall, my stepson stood up, red-faced, and shouted. He ruined my life. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I just slid a plain manila folder across the folding table. The room went quiet. Not awkward quiet. Truth quiet. I'm Ray Mercer, 57 years old. Born and raised on the south side of Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've hauled freight for UPS most of my adult life. Night runs. Early mornings. The kind of work where your hands crack no matter how much lotion you use. I'm not flashy. I like my coffee black. My truck clean. My bills paid on time. I'm the guy people call when the sump pump dies at midnight. The guy who shows up when everyone else suddenly has excuses. For a long time, that was enough. The fellowship hall smelled like crockpot chili and old coffee. Paper plates. Plastic forks. A kid had spilled fruit punch near the coat rack. Ceiling fans hummed even though it was January and freezing outside. Indiana, winter crawls into your bones. Makes you feel older than you are. Braden, my stepson, stood about 10 feet away from me. 26. Good hair. Good teeth. The kind of kid people say has potential like it pays rent. You don't get to act like the victim, he yelled. You took everything. My car. My phone. My apartment. I stayed calm. I didn't take anything, I said. I stopped paying for things that were never mine to carry. He looked at Sharon, my wife, like a kid looking for a referee. She stood by the coffee urn, hands wrapped around a styrofoam cup like it was the only solid thing in the room. She said nothing. That moment didn't start my story. It ended it. To understand why a room full of church people went silent over a manila folder, you have to go back to a dinner table where I learned what my silence was worth. It was a Friday night. Texas Roadhouse. Sharon texted me. 6:30. Braden's coming. Please don't start anything. That line, please don't start anything, already had my stomach tight. Because I hadn't started anything in years. Inside the restaurant, it was loud. Country music. Servers carrying baskets of rolls. People laughing like life was simple. Braden sat across from Sharon, tapping his phone. New hoodie. Expensive sneakers. Barely looked up when I sat down. Halfway through the meal, he leaned forward and said it clean as a slap. You're a loser. My dad isn't. The word hung there. I looked at Sharon. Waited. She stared at her water glass. That silence hurt more than the insult. I didn't yell. Didn't leave. Didn't defend myself. I swallowed it. Because that's what I did. I absorbed the rough edges, so everyone else could stay comfortable. But something shifted that night. Later, standing alone in my kitchen, staring at unpaid loyalty stacked like bills, I finally admitted it. I wasn't just being disrespected. I was being used. That night, I opened the desk drawer, the important papers drawer. Car title, insurance, phone plan, storage unit, apartment lease. All in my name. All paid by me. I sat at the kitchen table, hands steady, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel weak. I felt done. The next morning, I drank my coffee black and made a list. Not emotional. Practical. What was mine? What wasn't? I told Braden I wouldn't be covering his car insurance or phone anymore. I gave notice. I followed the rules. His reply? Wow. Guess I know where I stand. For the first time, guilt didn't show up. Then the bank letter came. Credit opened in my name. Balances maxed. Payments late. I hadn't signed anything. When I asked Sharon, she hesitated just a second, but I saw it. Braden needed help, she said. I didn't think you'd mind. That sentence broke something clean inside me. I didn't think you'd mind. That's what my silence had taught them. I went to the credit union. Filed fraud paperwork. Froze my credit. When I came home, Sharon asked, You're really doing this? I'm calling it what it is, I said. And I'm stopping it. Later, I saw the messages on her tablet. Ray will cover it. He always does. He hates conflict. He won't say anything. I closed the tablet slowly. When she came home, the manila folder was open on the table. You used my name, I said. I was protecting my son, she replied. And who is protecting me? She had no answer. That's when I stopped trying to save things quietly. Sunday came. Church fundraiser. Fellowship hall. Sharon insisted we go. Braden was already there, telling anyone who'd listen how I'd ruined his life. When he saw me, he raised his voice. You want to explain why you destroyed everything? I placed the manila folder on the table. I didn't ruin anything, I said. But if you want the truth, here it is. I slid out the papers. Car title, insurance, phone plan, storage unit, lease addendum, all mine. I gave notice, I said. I followed the contracts. I stopped paying for things I was being disrespected over. He shouted, You did this to hurt me. I took a breath. I did this because you called me a loser. And your mother stayed silent. Every eye turned to Sharon. She said nothing. Again. That silence told the room everything. I closed the folder. I didn't come here to humiliate anyone, I said. I came because I'm done lying for other people. I walked out into the cold. And for the first time in years, my chest felt light. I still work nights. Still drive the same truck. Still drink my coffee black. But now, when someone calls me a loser, there's no echo inside me anymore. Because a man who finally stops carrying everyone else's weight. I isn't weak. He's finally standing upright.